Sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Negative comments, profanity, racist, sexist, or other abusive comments or actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or other representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from this facility. Iowa Central thanks you for your support and cooperation.
Now would you please rise for our national anthem? And now to announce the starting roster for today's games. First, starting with the away team. Number 5, Troy Elliott, a freshman. Number 2, Michael Vojsilovic, a freshman. Number 4, Juan Franco Lopez, a freshman. Number 7, Roberlando Morphy, freshman. Number 8, Sebastian Delphine Besorges, a freshman. Number 10, Daniel Isaza, a freshman. Number 11, Brady Pfister, a sophomore. Number 13, Andrew Marsh, freshman. Number 14, Marcus Holmberg, a sophomore. Number 15, Julio Perez, a freshman. And number 20, Christian Fram, a freshman. And now the starting lineup for your Iowa Central Tritons. Number 3, Rafael Bastos, a freshman. Number 4, Will Massey. Number 5, Cherie Zabarel. Number 8, James Norton. Number 10, Henrique Devens. Number 11, Jack Gibson. Number 12, Omar Flores. Number 14, Miguel Hernandez. Number 22, Preston Kamara. Number 23, Guilherme Avila. Number 0, Anthony Villejas. There's your starting lineups. Let's get to kickoff. Play ball, guys. Well, 0-0 at the moment. Thanks. You asked me if I had the score.
Just the scoreboard.
No, actually, I think it'd be easier if you just wait till we touch everything. Because I really got it.
You have that, though?
So, yeah, this I can do. No, I'm just want to... Is this my mic right now?
No, it's not. You have to push up the volume of the magic.
That was a massive kill.
But that's it. I mean, adjust the levels as needed. Obviously, we didn't get a sound check. And this jumps on and off. I'm pretty sure it's streaming.
We're just going to run over.
Yeah. Pretend like it's streaming.
It says it's streaming.
Pretend like it's streaming.
I'm always on anyway.
Good job.
Way more confident than I feel about how this is going to go.
Right?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Iowa Central Community College Soccer. Today, bring you this game between Northeastern Nebraska and the home Iowa Central Tritons. Both teams, first game of the year, walking in with a 0-0 record, looking for a fresh start. Your starting roster for the Tritons will be Bastos, Macy, Zabarel, Norton, Devins, Gibson, Flores, Hernandez, Camara, Avila, and Villejas. Matched by the 10 on the other side, Elliott, Bosovic, Lopez, Murphy, Besores, Isaza, Pfister, Wilkin, Marsh, Holmberg, Perez, and Fromm. As we sit here waiting for the opening kick, a little bit of anticipation, I'm sure. A little bit of early game rush in this first half. It's what you come to expect. Maybe expect to see both teams feel each other out just a tad, as neither team has been on a live soccer field since the last game of last year. So, as the away team takes the kick, waiting for the officials to go ahead.
Let's go, boys.
And there's the opening kick, 45 minutes on the clock, and Iowa Central Tritons soccer season has begun. Little play down the left wing, back to the midfield. The center defended well by Isaza, keeping his ground in the middle. Iowa Central gets a couple touches and eventually gains pure possession there. Drilling through the middle. And a long shot taken at goal, but it'll whiz past the left post harmlessly. Back for the goalkeeper with a kick. First touch by Andrew Marsh. Puts it into the middle, stolen away by Massey. Tries to lob in a pass to number 22. That'll be Camara, and it works. Gets a touch or two, but then taken away. Again, possession for Franco Lopez. Thinks he has something down the right wing, pushes the pace just a bit. Stolen away by Zabarel. Good defensive work. Comes up and now he's trying to find a little bit of room in the center, as the left wing was a little bit congested there. Hernandez. Nice little lob pass down the left. And then, down the right wing to Bastos, but won't be able to chase it down and it'll go out of bounds for possession. And I can't see the number on the throw-in right now, but the guy receiving the throw-in will be number 20, Fromm. Couple touches down the right wing, but possession will stay. Isaza makes a nice move down the right, but it's eventually stolen back by the defense. And now we're going to stay where we have been for most of it in the Iowa Central midfield. And now they're going to push down the left wing. Gibson. Couple touches and then out of bounds off the defender's foot. So Gibson will take his own throw in here. Into Devins. Excuse me. Not Devins, that was Flores. A little bit of a scrum forward in Iowa Central's box, but possession will be taken back by the defensive team, so no danger there yet. Both teams still looking for one early clear shot goal, but there's a little bit of contact on both sides. We'll see which way they call that. And it'll be a free kick going northeast way. We're going to let the goalie take that free kick, send everybody else forward. Give both teams a little bit of a chance to get into shape and formation here. Nice kick down the middle, but the defensive team won't win the header, and it'll be Flores going back the other way. Devins with the first touch, beats one defender, gets a pass through the middle, one touch in the box, but won't be able to come up with it cleanly. Nice pass, but just couldn't quite hit it in stride. Otherwise, they had an opening there to try to get an early shot at goal. Controlled in midfield by Iowa Central. Flores kicking it back to his back line, trying to find a little bit of a different angle. Back to Flores on the give and go. Flores beats a defender with his footwork, dishes it to the left wing, tries to get across to the middle, but it's off a defender and out of bounds. I couldn't quite see on the angle if that was going to be a corner or a throw-in. We'll see what they give it. Looks like they're going to call it a corner. No, pardon me. A couple feet shy of that. So throw in. As Iowa Central gets in shape in the middle, trying to find someone off their marker. And it'll be a deep throw in front of goal. Safe defensive play to knock it back out of bounds, but they will concede a corner kick. Iowa Central still on the attack here. We're going to send Devins over to the left hash for a corner kick. Try to make something out of this early game opportunity. Corner kicks certainly aren't a certainty, but they are a little bit more of a higher percentage play than you normally get playing the game. Back to Flores on a give and go. Lobs up across. Be a bit over the goal, and I do believe that was off an Iowa Central chest. And it is. It'll be going the other way in the goal kick. Clock ticking down towards 40 minutes to play. The first 5 minutes of this opener gone. Iowa Central spent a decent amount of it on the attack. If they continue to press that way, you figure they'll find a goal or two before half. As trying to chase down the defender, Preston Kamara does get a touch of the ball, but it's off, out of bounds off of him. So the throw-in is thrown away to Flores. Devins tries to find a move over to Gibson, but stolen away by the defense. And now they're trying to work quickly down the right wing. But a good defensive play by Zebra cuts him off. He's been strong in the back line so far today. A little bit of contact in the middle of the field. Referee giving a little bit of a verbal warning. It looks like that was towards Devins, and it'll be a free kick for Northeastern, and the game will go on. Nothing malicious there, thought the referee, so no reason to pull your card out of your pocket this early. Desores back to his back line. But they can't find anything down that left wing, and they don't switch play, and in fact, I think that'll be out of bounds off of the Northeastern touch, and now working quickly as Iowa Central with the throw-in. Down the right, looking for a chance to get across, and it beats a defender. Does get that cross in, but it's a bit too much to go his way, and it'll fall into his lap for an easy save. Marsh trying to give a little bit of space for his dribbling, but when he does finally pass it, we're going to the foot of Gibson and trying to steal away. Pushes it back to his right back. Tries to feed it through to midfield, but it'll bounce off the foot and go harm. Will be stolen back. There's a double change of possession there really quick. Flores trying to press something down the side, but the defender will get a piece of him and shove it out bounds. Safe, conservative defending, not going for the straight-up steal. Knew he might be in a little bit of trouble there, so just got the ball out of bounds and let some defensive players get behind him. And that was, it looks like off of Besora's knee, so it'll still be a throw-in for Iowa Central. This time, about at the midpoint part, the mid part of midfield. Now stolen. But after a couple ricochets, that'll end up being a throw-in, and it looks like Fromm's going to take it. Every time they've got a throw-in, Northeastern electing to take it quickly and try to push the pace on Iowa Central. Maybe it's something they see matchup-wise, but it hasn't worked quite yet. Flores got Kamara in the middle running with him, but instead he'll dish it back. That was number 8, Norton, who tried to find a guy there on the left wing, but he'll push it just out of bounds. Just a bit too much touch on the pass, didn't have enough pace to get through, but on the following kick, stolen back by Iowa Central. And Norton makes a nice move, somehow stays in control of that after a hard challenge, crosses it through and almost to the waiting foot of Flores on the other side, but a good piece of dribbling by good piece of dribbling to get himself free when you get that cross. Just couldn't quite put the touch on the end, and that's pretty much been the story of the first 10 minutes. They've got themselves a lot of good chances, just haven't quite been able to put one away yet, as there's a little bit of contact, and looks like Preston Kamara puts his hands up, as if to say he didn't think there was much, but it was a pretty straightforward call for the official. As the clock ticks down towards 36 minutes remaining in the first half. Northeast goalkeeper plays it out the back. Header challenge in the middle, and it'll be won by Iowa Central as he clips it forward to Kamara, who's got support through the middle, and he's got his man beat out the right. He'll try to feed one through now, and he will find Flores' foot, but just over it. And as it goes past Flores, it goes to the foot of Gibson, who can't quite put it away. Saved by the goalkeeper, and now trying to get something going on the counter, hoping they put too many men forward. But by this point, they've already got help back in the window of opportunities. Done, stolen back, and given to Gibson. We'll play it back to the back line. Zabarel, who's been solid defensively as far as the few limited chances he's had to play defense. There hasn't really been much time on the clock where Northeastern's been attacking. And a couple ricochets in midfield, and I do believe that's off of Norton. So yeah, that's the way they're going to call it. So now a throw in for Northeast. Thrown away, but they'll somehow maintain possession after one Iowa Central touch, and then they won't. Kamara eventually finds Norton, trying to find Kamara down the right, and if he can beat his man to the ball, it'll be dangerous. He will, and he'll corral it in the corner, try to get some footwork going, but he'll touch it over the back line for a goal kick going Northeast way. Again, haven't quite found the back of the net yet, but it has been a good, positive first 10 minutes of play for Iowa Central, most of it being forward, not a lot of it back on their heels. Another header through the middle. This time, it'll be won by Northeast, even though looks like Hernandez was in the middle scrapping hard for that one. Now they got something going through the middle. Might have had an opening down the right wing, but can't quite get his touch. He'll be back to the midfield, still in Northeast control. Stolen by Gibson. Flores keeps control in the middle of three guys, finds his way around the ball, he'll feed it back to Gibson. Gibson's got Flores and Kamara in the middle, he'll feed it to Kamara. After a little bit of a scrap, it'll go out of bounds, and I do believe it was off a red touch. Yes, it was. Iowa Central still in control. They're going to give it to Gibson for the throw-in. Hernandez. Gibson. Back to him. Can't quite get the move past two guys. Good job rotating defensively there. Kept the man where they need to be in the box and got that ball dangerously away, but it'll still be Iowa Central's control, just far farther away from the goal. Zabarel to Gibson. Stolen by number 4, Juan Lopez. To the back line for Bolsevic. Devins to Kamara. He's got space and he's in the box. Does a little bit of footwork, gets himself free, feeds it through, wide open goal, but defender will get in front of it. That was a golden chance, but the pass just a little bit high. Excuse me. Gibson not quite to get a hard enough touch to really challenge the goalie, but there was a wide open net there and a defender just happened to get himself through. If he could have got any kind of decent contact on that, the net was bulging, but the positioning just wasn't quite right there. After another series defensively, will be the goalkeeper's touch for Northeast. Long goal kick through the middle. Doesn't quite get the distance I thought it was going to. Actually, looked like the wind knocked it down. Now Flores is trying to chase that down. And on an effort play, he almost steals the ball from two combined players, but can't quite get a touch on either. Lopez kicks it back to his back line. Trying to get something going. Maybe want to switch play. There's nothing down the left wing's going on. That might be why they're feeding it back. We'll see what they say that last touch was on. It's hard from this angle. Looks like they're going to say white. So Lopez on the throw in for Northeast. Iowa Central had a couple good shots at goal. The last one happening just a few moments ago after Kamara, after a good piece of footwork, drew the goalkeeper in. Then it gave it to his, as it goes, and they somehow got a pass off of the corner. I didn't think they were going to be able to, and they find an open man down the middle and can't quite put it away. The defense actually looked solid enough there. I didn't think they were going to be able to get it out of the corner. But they almost made me have to stop my story and tell a different one. That's the only decent chance they've had on goal, but it's a great one. It's good ball movement, finds a man open in the middle, but now both teams have had a wide open net, not been able to quite get a touch on it. Good enough to finish. Kamara fighting for it in the middle, a little bit of jersey grabbing on both sides there, but the official's going to let it go. Devins. Now they've got a little room to work down the left. Does Central, and they get, does Northeast, and they get to Saza. Beats a man, gets it through to the middle, number 19. That was number 19. Magredes finds, I do believe that was number 10. Saza again through the middle and just touches it over the crossbar after well, that shot wasn't lacking for power, it wasn't lacking for direction, just couldn't quite find the bottom half of the crossbar. So now Iowa Central trying to get a little bit of something positive going as the last two possessions of near goals. You just got the feeling that this 0-0 game isn't going to last much longer than the next 10 minutes, the way both teams are pushing forward. Ball thrown by Devins to Flores, who's got support through the middle. Uneven support, 2-on-1 through the center. And I'm a little bit blocked by the box here, so I'm not going to be able to tell you what touch resulted to it, but it looks like the officials are calling white corner. I think. This is a little bit, no, they're going to give a free kick. I didn't see the foul that resulted in it, but the official must have saw something he didn't like. You're going to have to forgive me on both sides of my peripheral. I've got a little bit of a problem seeing the corners down here. I have to really be active, moving my head back and forth. So I didn't see the foul that led to it. But now it's going to be an Iowa Central free kick from the goal line, just about 3 or 4 feet outside the box. As a low cross, and it almost finds a foot, but it won't. And now if this is a red touch, they're in trouble because they had numbers back. But that little bit of defense by Devils might have just gave them enough to not make the counter dangerous. But as I say that, they try to get across from the middle. Number 11, Brady Fisher, with a good show of pace to get down the right line after the goal kick. After the free kick. That's the danger of those free kicks, is sometimes you send so many people forward, if you accidentally kick the ball away, you don't have much back in defense. And you can be vulnerable. And Northeastern almost took advantage of that vulnerability. Massey, forward to Pfister. Nasty looking collision, but Pfister plays through it, doesn't try to sell the foul, and now he'll get through.
Was that an X?
And now we got contact through the middle. I was looking at the offensive play. But now a whistle. And now we'll have a stoppage of time.
Come on, Omar.
No, keep going. I don't believe they're going to... Nope, not going to call for the trainer. Just a little bit of a bell rung down the middle. Looks like the shook-up player is number 4, Will Massey. No trainer on the field, no stoppage, so we'll keep going. It's the keeper. Moves it from the middle, it'll be a header there. Flores can't quite win it through, so number 19, Garcia. Excuse me. Yep, number 19, Garcia. To Gibson. Kamara. Contact in the box. Kamara's looking for a call, and he might have a point. There's a little bit of defensive will taken in the box, but to give the officials credit, they have let it be played physical both ways. Kamara. Through the middle, and he'll feed it through. The goal for James Norton. As Kamara beats him in, sees a little bit of space to Norton, and gives it to him, and makes a beautiful sliding finish, just finesses it over the goalkeeper's outstretched arms, and just like that, it's 1-0 with under 30 minutes to play in the first half. Like I said, neither team really stuck in a defensive mode, both teams pressing forward, and now finally, after a bunch of near misses, the first salvo has been fired in this game, and I promise you it won't be the last. As we wait, the new 1-0 game, awaiting the free kick circle for the official. The official has a little bit of a chat with Kamara. I do believe it was probably about the explanation Kamara demanded for not getting that penalty kick as Gibson steals it away. Gibson with a great piece of play. Always after you score a goal, you see a player have a little bit of extra pace for the next 10 minutes. A little bit of confidence. Kamara gets it outside the box, tries to take a long shot, but really from there it just would have been a prayer. As it's sent over the goal line, and now we have it going Northeastern's way. thrown back by Devins. And after one touch by Zabriel, it's back Red's way, and they're going to say that on the defense, Hernandez got more foot before he got ball, and now it's a free kick on Northeastern on their side, and we'll see how they decide to play this. It's always a tactical decision when you have a free kick in your own side. How many players do you send forward? Do you risk the defense and then shot is boomed in? Because that box had a man unmarked but missed his head. Now going through the middle, Iowa Central's got 3 on 4. We'll see what they can work with it. Then they're going to decide to play with pace. To Flores makes a beautiful move, gets a shot off, but blocked by a strong defender. I believe that number 15, Julio Perez, staying in there, probably saving a goal. And after a couple more touches, out of bounds. And out of bounds off Iowa Central. So Andrew Marsh takes the throw in. Actually, never mind, a couple whistles. We'll see what the end result of that is. A little bit of confusion down on the field as to what the whistle was actually for. Now a little bit of conversation between a player, a coach, and a player, an official, and a coach. I don't quite know what we'd have to have microphones down there to tell you what the conversation was, but apparently it was important enough for the official to want a discussion. 26 minutes and 35 seconds left. I still a stop and play, and now we're going to get going. I'm sorry, I don't have the ring with audio ability to tell you what that was about, but through the middle, and as I said, finding a little bit of pace, James Norton almost found the back of the net a second time, and I do believe it would have been off an assist from Kamara again. Same combination, about the same place, about the same finish, but this time the goalkeeper says no. It's Troy Elliott standing strong back there. I do believe he's blocked 4 or 5 so far. 26 minutes left to play in this first half. The score 1-0 in favor of Iowa Central. Big throw in. And not a lot big happening from it, as it'll go harmlessly out of bounds and be a goal kick. And they're going to try to push this goal kick. They have 2 on 4 back there. Saza. Finding Lopez. Back to Lopez off the touch. And Lopez gives 1 kick and demands it back. And as they try to feed the ball through in front of the goalkeeper, he'll come out and make the good, smart soccer play. Dive at the feet, take the ball away before anything can come with it. Gibson into Norton. Norton already found the net once today. Gibson, he's been good down the left wing, beats a defender, beats 2, runs into a third, and we'll see where the call goes. I do believe he pointed towards the circle, if I'm not mistaken. There's a player between me and the official when he made the gesture, but I do believe the official just pointed to the circle, and yes, he did. That will be a penalty kick. So a chance to go up 2-0, and it looks like they're going to send number 10, Devins, forward. Henrik Devins.
It's not. Starting.
Henrik Devins with a big play here, maybe the biggest play of the game so far. They had a choice to send him forward, and they did, so it's probably because he's confident, takes a good run up, and smooth, clean as a whistle, puts it into the bottom left corner and finishes it. It looks easy, but it's not, folks, to keep your calm in a place like that, and he does. Bottom corner, stays disciplined, dedicated to his shot, and puts it away, and now a little bit of a celebration dance down the line. As Iowa Central finds it's now a little bit more of a comfy lead, a little bit more of a breath, especially as many chances as were given up in the first 20 minutes. 2-0. Now the clock stops at 24 minutes and 51 seconds left in this first half. Pfister. In the first, and really, it's kind of a shame for Northeastern in what's been really a back and forth game. There's 2 chances not going their way, and all of a sudden it's 2-0. It looks way more lopsided than it has been up to this point. free kick after a little bit of a tussle. Deep in. Good leg on him, especially in this win. Boots fly through the middle. It's eventually got back, but Flores can't find it. And then off of a touch, he makes the challenge. And off that challenge, the back line will make a clearance. And I do believe that the back line player came over to make it was the right back, Rafael Bastos. Now the keeper, after a couple plays, ends up back to him in Northeast back line. To their middle field, tries to do a little bit of juggling over the defender's head, but the defender keeps position. Good defensive play there by Devins. And now Flores and Kamara always hanging dangerously. They're your strikers, playing forward. Devins more of a backfield player, as is, more of a midfield player, as is Norton, but they'll come over and support the offense every now and again when it makes tactical sense. Now the line to Fisher, who wins it. Got good footwork on him, but it's eventually won away. The big man in the back of Vila. Iowa Central's back line has been challenged a couple times today, but for the most part they've stood strong to it. Only really given up 2 clean shots at goal, one of which was saved and one of which whistled over the top goalpost. Across to the middle about crossbar high is defended well. I didn't see who got a head to it, but it was good position. Flores beats 1, beats 2 through the middle. Now he's going to try to find a little bit of a place, but it won't beat the third as the midfielder stands strong. Gets it out, now we'll be back to Fisher, who after a wild touch, not by Fisher, there's a crazy pass coming in, will be out of bounds. Back line looks to be reliable with their touches. Sometimes you have to worry about your back three handling the ball. It doesn't look like... Oh, a clean ball through the middle, and Lordy, if he would have been placed a little bit better, he could now time the pass better. Just the placement was a little bit off. He had Rafael Bastos running through the middle. If Bastos would have found that before the goalkeeper, it might be a 3-0 game right now. As now, just as I said, the first 20 minutes were even. Iowa Central starting to show a little bit of a difference in quality that Northeastern was going to have to answer, because the last 20 minutes have been nothing but Iowa Central attack. Excuse me, the last 10 minutes have been nothing but Iowa Central attack. Played in. Gibson. Excuse me, Norton to Gibson. Lost through the middle. Excuse me there, after a little bit of technical difficulties, we adjust the scoreboard. It has been 2-0 for a bit now. First game for the players, first game for us as well, still a little bit of rust coming through. Devins, a little bit of space and no problem challenging, going at people. Doesn't really get any forward progress, having a couple challenges won, but he does get a little bit of positioning. Cross to the middle, trying to find Norton. A lot of this game, as far as matchups, has been pretty even, but it seems like Kamara and Norton against that Northeastern back line, Kamara and Norton might have a little bit of a pace advantage, and they've been pushing it. Trying to switch the play, and they will over to their right wing, but will they be able to get a touch before it's out of bounds? They will, but then that touch will be out of bounds. Throw in, and Gibson will take it. Let's go! Here's Zabarel to take it in. After a substitute, it looks like Flores coming off in favor of Batson. And also another player entering, Lua coming in. And he'll get a touch right away and try to chase it down. Won't, he'll lose possession, give the turnover, and now running through center. little bit played back. Trying to feed it forward to his strikers. Won't be. Good job on the back line there defensively. Now they're going to come at it again. A little bit of footwork through the middle, no real progress gain. Vila will find control. Now he's trying to find someone on the counter, and it's the newly entered Capella. He's got support through the middle. As now both strikers new. Now the two men they're sending forward are Capella and Bouncing. Two newly entered players with 18 minutes left on the clock. Excuse me, closer to 18 minutes, 50 seconds. Found, and it bounces back, but you'll find Gibson's foot. Gibson did a good job attacking the wing so far. Got a couple dangerous crosses in, hasn't been able to find an assist off of it yet, but you have to think you keep putting balls that pretty and someone will get on the end of it. But he'll make a couple bad dribbles and give it up in a bad spot over here. And Iowa Central on their back foot a little bit, but the pass behind him a little bit. It's behind the offensive player. Doesn't find him in stride, otherwise it would have been a problem, but that gives Iowa Central just a couple seconds they needed to get back in position and put the threat away. Now, between the goalkeeper and the back line, Zipper to Devins. The center midfielder has it. Played forward to Bonson, who won't be able to chase it down, and he'll be out of bounds off of a white foot, so red ball, Northeast going the other way. As this game started out very even, both teams getting a couple early chances that they wasted, but then Iowa Central found a little bit of offense in the favor as we sit over here, interrupt my thought as there's a little bit of an offensive threat going on right now. Kapala playing it forward, won't be able to quite get the edge. So now, for the score on the report, it was a pretty even back and forth. Northeast putting one over the bar, Iowa Central putting a couple just wide, but then finally, after a lot of chances, but very early in the game, about 15 minutes in, James Norton finds the goal off of a nice little sliding touch. And before he could even get to it, Kamara had made a very, very nice move. Beat a couple defenders in the middle and then found Norton through. So that's how they scored their first. Just a little touch over through the middle and it will be under Devins' control. Henrik Devins controlling it down the right wing, but he won't be able to keep control of it. It's doubled up and they'll put it out of bounds off of him. But as they win it back on the inbounds pass, Devins somehow walks the tightrope and gets it through the middle to Norton. Norton looks like a little bit of a miscommunication there. Norton fed a ball through to the middle, but there was no one in the middle to take it. So the goalkeeper will scoop it up and now be put through. Liberel. Great defensive job, and now he's going to try to come forward, but as it's stolen away, now he looks like they rotate well. They still have three in the back line after Zavero goes. Avila. Gibson. After a big volley off of a defensive player, but back to Gibson. One unlucky touch. Kapala has passed one defender. Trying to beat another one, but might be wiser just to feed it back to his line at this point, and he will. Gibson trying to find a place to cross, and he does. Norton controls it through the middle, feeds it back to Devins, who takes a big swing at it, puts his foot through, and no shortage of ambition, no shortage of power, just the direction lacking a bit over the bar. There's a time and a place to take a shot from that distance, and I do believe that was the right time and place. Had himself wide open, had a good run at it, so he could put plenty of power through. And if he would have been able to steer that into the right upper corner like he was aiming for, not a lot of goalkeeper could do with it. But, as it is, it's still 2-0 to the midfield. And as I can't see the white line, I'm going to have to trust the official over there. Look tight. They're going to say that one rolled out of bounds. Still Northeast's ball. On the right line and back to him. Holmberg fed it to Wilkins, who now back to Holmberg. Tries to get a cross through, but Zabarel says no, and that defensive line had a little bit of a rough couple opening minutes. In the first 10 minutes, they gave away a couple easy chances, but since then, that back line has been solid, especially Zabarel getting a lot of movement. Now Iowa Central going to wait for an extra defender, playing a little bit conservative here, and they'll get him. And the cross was good. He wasn't marked, but he didn't put much at all behind that header, and I do believe that was number 4, Fran Lopez, had a golden chance in the middle of the box, not much around you. Ball head high. Headers must not be as strong, so he just couldn't put it through. Because if he puts any kind of decent power on that with his head, that's a decent shot at goal. But as it is, rolls harmlessly past the left post. So Bond is trying to find his through ball, but it'll go all the way through. And up a goal kick on the other end. Score still 2-0. Now Troy Elliott taking his time. Northeastern goalkeeper. A little bit of time for the teams to change. It looks like Northeastern is sending off Marsh. It's a fortunate bounce off ahead will give a little bit of room to work down in the box. Finds it to Gibson. Gibson keeps control. Still aggressive attacking, dribbling, and it feeds it through the feet. Tries to get it again, but that time the defender was a little bit wise to it. Guards it and angles it out of bounds instead of being anything dangerous. Marsh with it back and almost loses it in dangerous territory as as Benson sitting there on the attacking line, kind of hovering around, hoping the goalkeeper will make a mistake. And this time he might have a run at him. Tries to chip it over him. Tries to chip the keeper. But I do believe they're going to say he fouled in the process of doing so, and they're going to give the free kick. So even if he would have put it away, it wouldn't have mattered. As the game changes, getting more and more cautious about open players running at goalkeepers, especially when goalkeepers have a bad habit of putting their putting their head at cleat level. Elliott. Left wing still. Now fed forward to the center line. And now they have 4 attackers coming up to support. That looks like what they're going to play most of the time. Officially, Northeastern plays with 2 strikers, but every now and again, and it's getting more consistent the farther they fall behind, those 2 of their midfielders, or 2 center midfielders, will creep forward and become part of the offense, making it essentially for at least 20 or 30 seconds a 4-striker system. That one kicked out of bounds. An errant pass, and kicking himself is Marsh. He thought he had a good possession ahead of him, got a little bit over anxious, put too much touch on him, and he'll roll out of bounds. And on this kick, it'll be a little bit of a pause for a substitution. Off will go Norton. And actually, I don't know. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't know what to tell you. They traded an 8 for an 8. I have a team sheet in front of me with, excuse me, no. I'm seeing the 8 wrong. It's number 6. They brought in Davis. Have to bear with me, folks. My eyesight is pretty good, but from a long way, blue 6 looked like blue 8. Now a little bit of physical play down the left line. So Davis comes in. Now with 10 minutes left, with both teams tired and opportunities getting bigger, because as defenders get tired, they tend to make more mistakes. Iowa Central will look to improve its lead, and Northeastern will look to play themselves back into this soccer match, because when you're down 2, all it really takes is 1 to change the entire complexion, because then you're riding the high of the goal, And you're only down 1, so it's a double little bit of adrenaline rush to cut that lead. Pauly tries to feed it off the back heel, but there was no one behind him to get it. A little bit of miscommunication there. It was a pretty back heel, but it was aimed at no one in particular. Down through the center. Tries to feed a through ball down the left wing, and it'll be cut out by Massey. Good piece of defense. If he hadn't got to that ball first, it could have been a problem, but he nips it up tightly. Now they're going to switch play. Down to the middle of Devins. He's got a lot of room to work. Green in front of him and support to the left and right. And he'll look like to the right. Excuse me, to the left. Gibson makes a move. Gets free. Feeds it into the middle. Back to Gibson. Has a chance to put his foot through it, but he'll shank the finish. Gibson did a whole awful lot of work to get himself into that position, and he just couldn't quite find the finish. Looks like he was in a little bit of an awkward position and just had to swing his foot at it. He does, you have to take the chance, but it'll float over the crossbar. 8.5 minutes remaining. And that rolls out of bounds, and it rolled a long way, and I do believe it rolled that long ways off of a red touch. So now Iowa Central with 8 minutes left, and it looks like they like Gibson from this corner. So we'll go back, Jack Gibson, looking to put a cross in, or maybe find someone further down the field, make this a little bit of a more comfortable lead, and he does. Beautiful cross, but nothing there to finish up. It might have been just a bit towards the goalie, as no one can come unmarked and put a forehead through it, but head level, right across the goalkeeper's nose. Couldn't ask for better positioning on the cross. But it looks like Red got touched to it. And now it'll just be same thing from a different side as Devins goes for the cross. Everyone comes forward, tries to get themselves on mark. The cross is good, and the finish can't quite find it as the goalkeeper comes forward and takes a big collision for a punch. Takes a big collision for a chance to punch it out.
That's stop.
Yeah.
And that looked nasty. He made himself a beautiful save, but now holding the back of his head, he went down hard. And that's a scary position. That's Troy Elliott. Goalkeeper is a funny position. For most of it, it's relatively straightforward, but every now and again, you find yourself in a position like that. 7 minutes left. And it looks like the weather getting closer. So if that becomes a factor, we'll let you guys know. There is humidity in the air and a good chance of thunderstorms later tonight, so we'll try to get this game in as the trainers look at Elliott. And he appears to be holding either the back of his head or his neck. And when he went down, it didn't look good, and when he stayed down, it looked even worse. As he came out to punch a ball, probably saved a goal by doing so, but collided with a big body through the middle. As the trainers come out, it does look like Northeast has their backup goalie warming up. We'll see if they have to use him. By the way he went down, I'm guessing they might. But yeah, scary situation for Elliott. Nothing malicious, just playing the game. But the game does involve contact, and that was heavy, heavy contact. At least they got him set up now. Now they're going to stand him up. It looks like they're going to help him off. So now Northeast, it appears, will be working down 2-0 with a backup goalkeeper. Actually, the trainer's walking away. They might have elected to keep him in. No substitution limit at the junior college level, so there would be no downside to taking him in as a flash of lightning comes over. Big flash, and we'll see if the officials have seen it, because if they have...
If the ref would have seen it, it would have been 30 minutes or less.
Again, any kind of lightning goes
I think,
into
yeah.
half-hour rain
Dude,
delay,
there's
folks.
no way that he didn't see it.
Yeah.
As the officials run over and
seen it
converge,
like
that
the
might be
first
what we're going to do.
Yeah, I've seen it. That was the second one?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
There was a little one before and it was farther away, but that one big and obvious, and the officials not caught up enough in the game to not see that. So, if I had to guess, this is a 30-minute rain delay with Iowa Central up 2-0 going into it. We'll wait for the sign from the official, but I would be shocked if that's not what's going on. Yeah, now the official's talking with the coach.
That was a cool flash.
There's a big, impressive bolt of lightning comes off just to my peripheral over the scoreboard.
I was looking like this and I seen the first one. I thought it was in my eyes. The second one.
Yeah, I was
But
watching
if we
the
do
trainers
continue,
walk off, and then
it looks like Northeast
What's
says,
what?
let's
Lightning?
Carter
Oh, lightning.
pull Tula back, and
What is it?
now we're going to keep going. That one's going to be hard to
Okay.
for though.
There's two of them, right?
Huge,
That'd
again,
be an
huge
hour.
lightning bolts. I don't know if you can see it.
I'm out.
Yeah, now it's decision time.
Dude, I'm out at that point. There's two of them.
Yeah, there's no choice but to. And it looks like they're going to call this. Not call it, but at least call for the rain delay.
This might have to be goats.
Yeah, and it's only supposed to get worse through the night, so folks, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this rain delay becomes permanent. Because we were trying to get everything in before this system hit, but it looks like it's finally close enough that we can't ignore it anymore. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's the official. They finally waved us up at the booth to make it official. Everyone leaving the field. That'll be a 30-minute rain delay. We'll be back at the end of it. But for now, off of the foot of Gibson and a free kick by Devins, it is 2-0 in favor of your Tritons, and that's how we'll leave you. We'll be back with the rain delay, or if they decide to call it off.
5-minute halftime, guys.
Finesse touch. And the adjustment looks like we're going to make time-wise a 5-minute halftime.
5-minute
To get things going on. Both coaches have agreed to that, so halftime, just be wary, will be a little bit shorter this evening.
Let's go, boys.
Start with a goal kick. The newly replaced, looks like it's going to be Carter Haluta in the Northeast goal. Right, and I mean just as the lightning time happened, their starting goalkeeper went out, so the replacement in net now as Iowa Central works down the right wing.
That's the story. I noticed that was like high school. It rained real hard.
Little bit of a tussle down there, and Iowa Central will remain in possession. Tries to get a medium height cross through, and it does. Trying to feed it through the middle. Still got Canopla in there at the beginning. And he's going to come up and try to defend the back line there, try to get something going. Aggressive defense by the strikers, and they're going to get something through. But won't be able to quite put the touch on the cross. Let him just a bit too much with it. Tried to find Bonson running through the middle, and he was wide open, and it just a little bit too much towards the goalie. Fancy footwork being displayed down the left wing for Northeast. Now lofted over, switching play to the right wing. And that right winger, they switch it to was Pfister. Gets it through to Asaza. Looking for something to try to get something in the box, but Iowa Central seems to have everyone pretty well marked. And they do, and eventually Gibson will end up with it in the corner, tries to get it out of there. Will gets it into Devins, who floats it over the middle, but only find Northeastern foot with it. Asaza puts it through the middle. Could have been dangerous, looked like it might have been, but to stop the cross is Avila. And after he does, they'll clear that thing out to center. Aggressive defensive play through the middle, and it pays off, but the pass doesn't as it's bolted out of bounds. A little bit too eager with the pass, put a bit too much pace on it. No one there to touch it. Trying to find something down the right. Well, two defenders there to say no. Now it's Northeast ball. Play switches Iowa Central. Devens tries to find Gibson, but takes an unlucky hop off the pitch down there. If it would have hopped clean, Gibson might have had a chance to track it down. But instead it hits the ground and just shoots straight to the foul line. Tries to get a through ball, but instead it's played and cleared by Iowa's defensive midfielders. Ball off ahead, rolls. It has a little bit too much roll to be anything dangerous. Out, goal kick. Back to take the goal kick. Has options as everyone moves forward. Boom to left midfield. The first touch is off the northeastern head, but it eventually becomes controlled by Avila in the back line, who smartly and safely plays it to the keeper, who just clears it out of his half. But it's going to take a lucky bounce and maybe fall to the Iowa Central foot. It will. Got it with pace down the right, plays it back. Feeds it through to Davis. Davis still got it. And Davis tries to find a passing lane, but he'll find the defender's foot instead, and he'll bounce out with just 3.5 minutes left to play. Iowa Central still up 2-0. A goal at this point in the half can be a backbreaker for either team, as that 3-0 goal for Iowa Central would really put this game a little bit into the out-of-reach category, or a little bit harder to obtain, and to score here and cut it to 2-1 would make it a much, much different feeling half. All momentum would be going Northeastern's way if they found a late one. And I do believe that went through the net. I couldn't see the net bowls, but it did. Beautiful cross, finds a head, puts through, and I do believe that was Avila, big and strong, standing in the middle. And he does a beautiful finish. It looked to me like it might have whizzed past the left post because it went through the net and out. Didn't see the net bulge, but yeah, no doubt about that one. Looking back at it, it was clean and through. And Avila, who's done so well on defense, finds himself a goal. So contributing on both sides. And Iowa Central goes up 3-0.
Ref!
And just a straight up chuck to the ground.
That's a yellow card, man.
Number 8, Sebastian Desores with a wrestling throw. And we'll see. No. Yeah, it does look like there's going to be a conversation, but as I mentioned earlier, the officials do seem to tend to be more forgiving of a physical style of play this evening, and the cards will stay in the pockets. Honestly, if there was a card there, you couldn't have really argued. So look to see if things get chippy, or if both sides calm down and find a collective deal after that, as it's high and out of bounds. Gibson, beautiful throw in, finds a foot. Couldn't have put it better if he just dropped it, but it will be out of bounds, and it's a 50-50 call on what they want to do with it. I didn't see the last foot out, and they're going to give a corner. So Devens, who they seem to like from the left corner offensively. They like Gibson from the right. And they're going to send Avila forward. He already has a header goal off of a cross, so maybe they'll try to find him on that again, and they do. But as he's running in, the goalkeeper stops it. Trying to find magic a second time off of Avila's head, but can't quite. And now the midfield tells everyone to get forward, tries to boom a pass through, but can't quite find a touch on it, and it's Northeastern's ball. 1 minute left to play. Now Northeastern really pushing. Important part of the game to try to get that goal back before half. It's unlikely, but it would be a big momentum switch. Avila. Cherry Zabarel. Back to the keeper, Lea. Puts it down the right wing. Good aim, and it's headed on. So no one will be able to find it on that. Good positioning there by Bastos to find himself under that ball and head it on, but there's no one there to complete it. At that time, a little bit of miscommunication between Bastos and Bonson, and the pass will find no one. But but it'll be re-won back, and re-won back again. Both sides getting possession there for a little bit, but Northeastern ends up with the finals. 20 seconds go. And again, no stoppage time in the junior college game, so 20 seconds means 20 seconds. 10. Northeastern working down. Cross stepping over as the clock ticks down towards 0. Now, no time on the clock. The referee calls for the end of the quarter. So, with goals from for the center, it'll be Iowa Central. The ball off of it. Kamara takes it out, gives it to Devins. Tries to switch play to find the official who sometimes it's bad positioning and sometimes you just can't help it. That was coming like a bullet. So the official gets a touch and we continue. Devins. To Bastos. Back to Devins. Bastos. Tries to find a cross too, but I do believe they're going to say it was offsides before he could get it. Yeah, Bastos jumped in a little bit there. Flag goes up on him and going the other way. And a newly entered, re-entered. Looks like he recovered himself, and that's good. It looks like Troy Elliott back. He took a scary fall right before the rain delay. Went to punch a ball and collided with a couple Iowa Central players. Made the save, but paid for it. And that, Bastos almost played a nice, clever little chip down the right shoulder, trying to find, Flores was running with him, and he almost found him. That would have been very impressive, but as it is, just 6 inches the wrong way of the line. As Northeast regains and switches play. Feeds it through. Tries to find a through ball to the right winger. Can't. So with 43 minutes left, as this half, we hope to get you uninterrupted. Rain clearing. Nothing much on the radar. So as we just checked, we seem to be on the docket to get good weather. A whistle I didn't quite see on who, but it looks like the end result of it's going to be a free kick on Iowa Central. A little bit of contact through midfield. This game gotten a little bit more physical since that third goal. Northeastern maybe a little bit of frustration being shown. Right after the third goal, there was just a straight up non-soccer play made at all. Just a throw to the ground by Sebastian Basores. Officials sorted that out, and since then, it's been a bit physical, but there hasn't been anything to that extent. And as I mentioned, Basores trying to find an assist, and if he would have found him in stride, he might have had it. But good goal to Davila coming quick. It looked like there was daylight, and Davila took it away. Now Davila heading out of bounds. Avila already scored today on a header, and that's one of the few times you'll see him come forward, but when he does, he's dangerous. He does most of his work in that back line, and he does what he does very well.
After field. You don't play at that offside job, it's never gonna work. I swear, it's gonna go from other end behind and get that ball. All you have to do is the coach is gonna kick that ball. Everybody gonna be on offside, but stand away for them. As soon as they kick that ball,
Soros, a little bit of a change in play here. Off a free kick. That happened while I was talking to you about the day Avila has had. Now that somehow gets it around the wall, curves it in, puts it there, but there's no one there to properly touch to it. Probably wanted to put that 1 or 2 feet farther right to find the man on mark. But as it is, it's headed out of bounds by the back line. Now everyone's crunching up. As a throw in close to their own goal. Header still up in the air. Someone trying to find a way. No one really making positive headway, and they'll somehow stay in bounds down the line. Controlled by Iowa Central. Now controlled by Northeastern, trying to find a streaking Christian Fromm coming down the left wing, but instead of being intercepting, going the other way. Iowa Central trying to get something done on the counter. Chipped out of bounds. Now they're still going to try to push. As now, Sherry Zabarel takes his time on the throw-in. Give it to someone else in a different spot. officials call for a reset there. Thrown in. Chip straight up, back to the thrower. Tries to find Kamara. Could have a little bit too much and be played by the defender. And after a series of passing, Northeastern ends up with the ball. Goes out of bounds off of an Iowa Central touch. And now it looks like he's staying in the same spot, trading throw-ins, trying to get something done on the line to these two teams. A little bit of contact between Kamara and Vucevic, but no call. That's probably good. There's been more contact than that during this game. It has been a little bit liberally called, but it's been liberally called both ways. Devins finds the ball. Over to Bastos. Bastos trying to find a cross. Will puts it in well, but just a bit too low and a bit too hard for Davis to handle. Excuse me, not Davis. A newly re-entered, Norton back in. You're going to have to excuse the broadcaster's mistake here. Norton and Davis share pretty much the same body type, and they were 6 and 8, and that blends in. Found by Flores. Flores to Devins. Devins, who's done a very good job facilitating the offense and positive play through the middle. His passing has been pretty consistent and pretty smart, as you would like your middle to be. Play down the left wing, beats a man out of it. Ooh, one more touch and he could have found a cross, but the official's going to say he found ball before he found foot, which if he did, perfectly legal, if not a hard tackle. So it'll be Troy Elliott. I do believe no. And thus they're going to grant the free kick. They are going to grant the free kick. Now the whistle blown as they force him to set this up, reset the spot. Maybe trying to cheat themselves an extra couple feet. So now Northeastern setting up the wall. Devins. Good right-footed crosser. We'll try to find something here. Again in the scrum. Watch out for Avila. He's already went up and got one of these for a goal today already. Looks like they're going to send Avila and Devins forward. Excuse me, Devins across. Avila through the middle. He's going to find nobody. Bounce up out of bounds. It looked like it was a well-placed cross, but couldn't quite get it down to get it goalward. As Norton keeps the play going positive. Now Kamara gets a good foot through it, but puts it right at the outside post.
You might as well stay over there.
Kamara saw a chance to put his foot through it, and he did. So far today, Kamara's played more of the role of the assister, and he's played it very well, but sees a chance to finish. Not shy about putting his foot through. Flores. Winning it on the header and kept by Norton. But a little bit of contact, and it's going to be going Northeastern's way. A little bit of a chippy call there, but it was the right call. Azores. Now another whistle. Is the official having a conversation with Azores, who's actually going to talk to both sides. He's going to talk to number 8, Azores, and number 12, Flores. So if either of them get in trouble later down the line, be ready to see a yellow card going down. Usually that's the conversation that happens. You get about 1 or 2 times of the official telling you to cool it. But he's decided to keep his phone in the pocket.
Go in, Omar, go in!
Flores dribbling it down the right, but can't quite keep control of it to get the pace going, but they will maintain possession. So Flores keeps possession and Bastos will take it in. Bastos, that's Massey. Bastos puts a deep ball down, more towards the goalie, and you know, you have to give Troy Elliott credit, because he got hurt on pretty much that exact same situation earlier in this game. Had to be taken out for a 10 or 11 minutes, and then brought back in after the rain delay. And still when the ball's in the air, not shy about getting his nose in, is the opposing goalie. Hernandez has a little bit of late whistle contact, and that looked malicious, and I do think this is going to be a booking. It can't. It has to be a booking, I would figure. Unless he figures the elbow was unintentional. I did just see it out of the corner of my eye. I didn't see who went down either. I just saw heavy contact, and there is an Iowa Central player on the ground. Holding his forehead, I do believe an elbow. Intentional or not, that's the discretion of the official. And it's Avila, key defensive back, and has already showed himself to be an offensive asset as well today, putting a header goal in. So a goal scorer and a key part of the defense, so you hope that he can stay on. He's walking fine under his own power, walking towards the coach and the official. Will be checked out by the trainer, who examines his forehead for cuts. Must not have found any. I wouldn't have been able to see from up here, but the trainer has given him the go-ahead, and Avila will re-enter. And the official has deemed it incidental contact, with which he had a much better angle at it than I did. Very well might have been. I was looking at the ball away from the play and just saw it go down. Macy. Excuse me. Lopez puts it through. And hard contact, but a foot, 2 or 3 feet right or left. As the coach is calling the push it, he thinks he sees a counter opportunity, and he might have, but it just closed down as they have to find themselves going backwards. Now Massey finds Lopez instead. Northeast got it now. But as the ball takes a hop over his shoulder, now there's a tussle down there for it, and it'll stay in bounds. But they're going to say that the ball did go out before that, and now Avila will take it in. Iowa Central touch. As number 8 Lopez actually almost handballed that on the intro. He's got to be careful about that. But it does narrowly miss his hands, and now we're streaking down the left line, tries to find a dribble in, but the defender says no. He'll kick it out of bounds, and they'll set up again. Hernandez. Back to Avila. He's been pretty much everything you can ask of the captain today. He's been solid in the back. He's come up and scored a goal. He's done just about all you can ask of him. Now it's Fromm for Northeast, takes it in. Fromm to Norton. To Massey, who tries to get a foot to it. If he wouldn't have tried to put his foot through it, it would have rolled out of bounds anyway, so he took a swing, but he couldn't keep it in bounds. 33 minutes left. In this game, Iowa Central still with a pretty commanding lead that they've earned as far as a pretty good show of the quality that's been done on. Pretty even first 15 minutes, and since then Iowa Central has been on the attack for most of it. Kamara. Again to Kamara, heads it into the box, but it'll be a header rolling right to the goalie, who, after the contact that young man's went through, has earned a couple easy saves for the night. Bestos to Norton, beats a man on a stutter step, puts 1 goal worth, but it'll be pretty straightforward. Save for the goalie as the official's whistle comes out. They might say that Norton was fouled before he threw and give a free kick. And if they do give a free kick, this is a dangerous, dangerous spot to give it up. Just about, I'd say, 8 or 9 yards out of the box and pretty much dead center. Which gives you a couple of options. You can send in your biggest leg and just have him put a leg through it and see if he can find the corner. You can try to find someone unmarked in the box and find a good cross from pretty close range. We'll see what they do. And they send back people that could be either Gibson and Devins behind the ball. We'll see who takes it. It's Devins It's Gibson puts his left foot through it, and out the tried to steer it into the bottom right corner, but the goalie did have to get full extension, but he had plenty of time to get it, knocks it away. But off of him, it'll be a corner, as they have two men protecting each post, which could be dangerous because it leaves you open to a counter or having extra men in the box that you can't account for, but it pays off here. It's always actually an interesting decision how many men you put to guard the post on a cross. And who do you send? Do you send your strikers so that there's really no chance of a counter problem with it, or do you send your defenders because they're bigger and stronger? But here it looks like they're putting their strikers on the corners. They're putting two strikers on the right side and one striker on the left, basically putting a wall in the goal. A little bit of shoving going down goalwards. But you also get the chance of distracting your goalie too as they try to find a dealer. And instead it'll be Gibson who gets it. Still in good scoring position. Feeds it through to the left wing who's got space. Makes a move. Now this is dangerous. And he'll find a goal. I do believe that was Devins for a second of the day. Scored one on a free kick earlier. Henrik Devins earlier in the day got asked to take a penalty kick and put it calmly into the bottom left corner. This time he does most of the work himself, gets it on the left, beats a defender, tap dances down the line, and then puts actually a pretty hard angled shot even from as close as he was, and steers it into the bottom right. So now clock restarts, 31 minutes. Mister, good tackle there by Norton. Norton has been a good passer today, for the most part, responsible with the ball. Scored himself a goal and played good defense through the middle. Everyone pretty much at all levels of this, since the few first early minute jitters, has just been solid. They've been solid on the front, middle, and back. As the clock ticks down towards 30 minutes to go. The first third of this second half has ticked away, and Iowa Central now up 4-0. With 2 goals from Devins, with still 30 minutes left to maybe find yourself a hat trick. 1 goal from, excuse me as we go forward here. Call the action and get to the scoring report. Dribbling down through the middle, somehow still has the ball after 3 tackles. The 3 defenders got a sniff of it, but it will eventually be nicked away. And now Northeastern playing it forward, but not much to do. 3 on 5. Iowa Central did a good job of keeping positive numbers behind the ball. Very rarely been outnumbered on the attack. Norton tries to find, I think he's Flores running with him. But now it's Kamara. Dips it back to Bastos. To Devins. Hernandez. Sees an opening down the left line to Zabarel. Zabarel presents a big, rangy challenge in the back. He'll win a lot of headers. He'll present problems. He'll block a lot of shots in the box because with the smaller strikers trying to come at him, his legs can cover a lot of distance, and he has used that ability a few times today. But as it is, corner kick going the other way. Elliott puts his foot through it. But it'll end up coming out Iowa Central's way. They've won a lot of those 50-50 balls too. It's been a key to success. There's a lot of jersey grabbing and chipping. And still, Bastos has been warned twice for grabbing jersey. Once for throwing a player down, but still cards stay in pockets. He's got a running mate, decides to stutter stop and absolutely blows Will Massey out of his shoes, but Massey did his job stopping momentum before momentum. It just looked a little awkward. Flores can't quite get the ball down the left. They're trying to feed a through ball to him. And now again a player down afterwards. I didn't see who made contact with him. I was watching the ball roll. And the trainer comes out with 28 minutes and 6 seconds left to play. And it looks like it's Devins. now limping a little bit off. He's had 2 goals today. I do believe they're going to yank him just to be on the safe side. It doesn't look like the limp is too heavy or appear to be anything serious. But with a 4-0 goal, with a 4-0 lead, no reason to leave an injured man on the pitch. Especially with a 4-0 goal and no substitution limits or rules. Toss it on the ball. High energy play from Norton, which has pretty much been the story of his day. He's found a goal already, and he found it with a beautiful sliding touch shot over the outstretched arm to the keeper after a Kamara assist. Which actually, I do believe that's the only goal of the day that has an assist on it for Iowa Central. Devins found the net on a penalty kick and off of a pretty much self-made play. Got the ball in the corner, juked out a couple defenders, and then put it into the bottom right of the net. And no, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Avila had to have an assist on a cross. Now a free kick at pretty much center field on the near sideline to us. Gotta be conservative with it. Playing a little bit of back and forth. And now boom through the middle, but nothing but white shirts around it. High up in the air, now they'll just clear it. Back to center. Iowa Central trying to resist the temptation to go back into a defensive shell. Looks like they're still attacking with a 4-0 lead. To Norton. Norton's got support on both sides.
Very solid offense.
Norton had support and he decided to go with Gibson down the left, who Gibson has put in a few good crosses today. Yet to find an assist on one, but consistently beating men down the wing, getting open space and putting it through. He'll find a lot this year if he just keeps giving his team opportunities like that.
Very solid.
And a couple of goals you could give him an unofficial assist for, because widening the play like he has is left the middle open for guys like Norton and Kamara. Iowa Central attack seems to be very balanced. They don't really have a preference. They like to play the wings. They like to play the wings and then cross it in. They also don't mind letting their midfielders come up and take a few shots on drop back passes. Today, at least, they've been taking whatever's been open, not really forcing the issue. Chipped into the middle, well defended. Is that back line again standing strong as they have for almost 90% of this game. The last the last actually threatening shot that made you feel a little bit nervous was with about 30 minutes left in the first half. Since then, it's been lockdown defense from the back. And no short to that man Avila and Massey. Drop back. Now they're trying to find something through the middle. Flores. A little bit of pushing and shoving, but nothing major there on that challenge. To Hernandez. Back down the left to win. Finds Davis. Davis lofts it in. Norton can't get there before the goalkeeper does. Goalkeeper playing aggressive there. Now that will roll all the way down with no touch. And Avila, depending on who the last team to take it was, looks like it was Iowa Central had to play it. Now this one popped way up. It'll be a header for someone to win. And that someone will be Robert Lando Morphy. So stay Northeastern. Lopez. Pfister. And a whistle blown, a little bit more contact with the officials like them. They're going to take that free kick right away, not wasting any time. Which every coach has a different philosophy on that. Today the philosophy seems to be with the 4-0 lead to not change anything, because why would you? You're up 4-0, not going to a defensive shell, and they haven't yet. Good piece of dribbling by Norton to put himself in a dangerous position, but he won't be able to. Yes, he will keep control of it and almost puts it in the top right corner. He fought for about 30 yards for that. Somehow kept the ball on his foot. Couldn't quite put the finish. It was an impressive piece of dribbling from someone who's just been beating people high energy all day. Couldn't quite put the finish on. Clock ticks down to 23 minutes. Fister. All the way back to the Iowa Central goalie as the clock ticks down towards 23 minutes left. Avila to Zabarel. Trying to make a move on there. But that's not really Zabarel's forte or what they're going to ask a lot from him. If it was, he wouldn't be where he is on the field. Zabarel now playing forward dangerously, daringly. Dips it forward, nice pass, and he's going to keep going on the attack, following down the left wing. See if the big man can't put one through. But he will try to find an assist to Flores, but he'll go back to Norton. Norton again, attacking every second he's out there. There's something to be said. There's something to be said for someone attacking every minute. There's a time and a place for, standing back and picking your spot. But guys like Norton will wear a defense down. Just constant attack. Every time he gets the ball, he's dribbling at someone with the intention to beat them. And honestly, I really like that combination of Norton and Kamara. They bring two completely different things. Norton brings dribbling and energy. Kamara brings a lot of really good passing and a big physical body there. Can be dangerous on a header. Physical through the middle. So running together, they're kind of a yin and yang out there when they get to attack at the same time. Low cross through, easily dealt with. I believe that was Massey getting that one out of there. Entire back line playing very well. The entire back six, to be honest. The defensive midfielder is playing very well too. Flores will try to keep it. Can't quite control the touch. Back through. Iowa Central with a commanding lead. Just trying to hold on to it. 4-0. Norton playing like it's 0-0. Down the left line. Header through and ooh! I have to give credit to the athleticism of Kamara. I was about to say the words way too high and he almost made that one work. Just couldn't quite get his head up there. It appeared to be no chance and he gave it a chance. As now it looks like, I do believe they're calling Norton off the field and bringing in Lua Canaple. So give Norton a little bit of a break. Covered a lot of ground today. But they've also done a good job of switching him in and out, which allows for that quick pace of play. Not asking him to do it for 90 minutes. Up in the air. Still got it on his foot. Good piece of dribbling. Kamara. Unselfish in the box. One of the things I appreciated about Kamara last year, I appreciate about him this year. He is just as willing to assist as he is to take the shot himself. He'll do whatever he thinks has the highest chance of the team scoring. Doesn't care which stat that he ends up stuffing at the end of the night. But now Kamara trying to dribble through three defenders. Can't quite get away with it. Goalkeeper puts it through. Hernandez up in the air. You think they'll find its way out of bounds, but it'll be off Hernandez's forehead, so we'll keep possession. Will Northeastern. Down the right field line. Down the right side. Ball put through with a good piece of touch, but it'll be found by Northeast defender. Good defense through. Northeast not lacking any bit of pace or motivation, even down 4-0. As you have to figure, this is exactly what the entire staff and players had in mind. Come out here to open up a season against a team that they knew they'd have a chance to beat. Come out here and make a statement of it, and they have. It'll look good and solid at 4-0, and if they add a couple, it'll look dominant. Copley. Zabarel. big and lanky, hard to get the ball away from his Zabarel. Hands it to Flores, and he sends up a prayer, and it's answered. Deep outside the box, Flores just puts the side of his foot through it and sneaks under the crossbar. A lot of strength to get the ball that far, and a little bit of luck won't hurt. With 18 minutes left.
Good job, Omar.
Omar Flores.
Anthony.
Deep shot sneaks under the crossbar. And there is absolutely zero you can do about that as a keeper. Covered all the range he could. It could have went 3 different ways. Keeper got unlucky. It could have bounced off the crossbar and out. Could have went off the top of it and out of bounds, which is even better for you. But nope, sneaks its way under. 18 minutes left down the right line. Now a 5-0 game. And now it's getting to the point where it really looks like a dominant scoreline when you get to look at it the next day. With a goal from Norton, 2 from Devons, 1 from Avila, and now Flores adds himself to the scoring mix. Avila. Over to Massey. Massey. Finding Murray. Murray getting his first playing time of the day. Flores. Switch and play down the left. Will they have a man to find? Nope. He hangs in the air too long. Gets a touch by Northeastern, but unlucky touches. It rolls into Iowa Central possession. Gibson. Goes down, but they're going to call it clean. Through the middle of the field is Northeast. Challenge comes up and forces him to get rid of it. Pfister. Murray. Feeding it back. Now Davis. Back to Murray. Excuse me, Massey. Avila. Puts a foot through it. Finds Zabarel. Give and go. Finds himself a little bit of space down there. Clever piece of play, but they won't be able to put a finish to it. Now we're going to have to start something new. Kamara ends up with it. Again, tries to find the assist. Tries to find Flores again. Kamara, the facilitator, in there. So willing to give up a shot. 16 minutes left in the second half of play. And now the weather just absolutely clear.
Beautiful.
The wind's died down, everything's gone away. Couldn't ask for a better day to play a sport outdoors. After a little bit of a nasty rainfall, forced a time stoppage with about 7 minutes left in the first half. Shortened halftime to 5 minutes. Now we're going to end up finishing not even a half hour behind schedule, it looks like, with 15 minutes left. So we get substitutions. Northeast is going to pull their goalie. Who Elliott has played a better game than that 5-0 scorecard is going to show. He's made a couple nice saves, a couple body-given saves, and most of those 5, there were only 2 or 3 of those 5 that he could have really got a hand on if he had read it perfect. 2 of them snuck in. One of them snuck into the corner. One of them was a penalty, and one of them snuck under the bar. Kamara. Again, just beating men off the dribble and trying to find a pass, and that was heavy contact and early. I don't believe I heard the foot hit ball there. There's been a lot of 50-50 calls that have gone that way. That was about an 80-20, and still nothing. You know, you start to wonder if things like that are a little bit of frustration at a 5-0 score. Gibson back, puts it through, a bit heavy on the cross. I think they're going to say they caught somebody offsides. I didn't see who they pointed to on the call, but someone on the front line for Iowa Central was offside. And now it'll be going the other way. Corner chance wasted. Still 5-0, 14 minutes left. Otua in net now. Having the clean sheet will stay.
Honestly.
Hernandez got the ball and doing some dribbling with it. Trying to feed it through the middle. Going to be Davis now. Davis with a stutter step and a fire. And that's the type of shot you only take up 5-0. Puts a prayer in. This one chip forward. And he'll be out of bounds off of Massey's head. Northeast now keeping it behind their back line, trying to play it forward to Fisker. Stolen. No, somehow keeps it under control. In a horde of white. Murray. Flores. Tries to get it through the middle. Leaves a little bit too much on it. Stolen through. A little bit contact. If we're going to get a whistle for it, it's been a little bit confusing, the officiating today, to be perfectly honest. Whistle for a little bit of something chipped there. It hasn't seemed to be biased one way or the other, but there have been some big and, to me, early contact that hasn't gotten called, and then little shoe steps like that have drawn. But as long as it's not too far one way or the other beneficial, the coaches will usually keep their temper. Trying to find Flores. Now a fight for it. A lot of tussling there, but it was all good and clean. In here to Kamara, finds it, beats the keeper, puts it in easily. Finally Kamara, after a day of beautiful passing and footwork, has found himself a goal to go with the assist. Kamara found himself with nothing but the keeper, faked the shot, the keeper sold out, found himself with nothing but open net, and then, well, the finish is just elementary at that point. Put your ankle through it, see where it goes. A little bit of a flick is all. Finishing smoothly with 11:45 left. And now not much time at all between the goal and the kick, trying to keep the pace of play going now as this scorecard is getting to the point where you do things like that. 6-0. Trying to find Gibson, who's now playing through the middle. Has played more outside the edges, but I think he's sneaking into the middle, trying to find himself a goal to go with everything else he's done. It's been great attacking on the wing, especially down that left side. They've used him a lot. With him down on the left and Flores and Omar on the right. Now, trying to find himself something positive. Maybe just trying to ruin the clean sheet at this point. Fisker. Now this one, airmail. Tried to get across them, got way too much on it. Wind didn't help, pushing it far, far out of bounds. Goal kick. Massey. To Flores. Excuse me, to Murray. To Flores. Murray. Touches it through.
Got it.
Tries to feed him through again. If he would have beat that man on the same dribble, it would have been an impressive display of talent, and he would have found himself with nothing to beat but the goal. He can't quite get through though. And the result is a throw-in for Northeast. 10 clock ticks down now. We're under 10 minutes. Ball rolling down. Cherry Zabarel gets his last little run for the day in. Davis. That back line of Zabarel, Avila, and Massey has been solid all day. Is almost an own goal there. Dangerous place to touch that. Which at this point would have not been the way to put the cherry on top of what's already been a frustrating day defensively. And they're going to say that was off of a Northeast player, give Iowa Central possession. Heavy contact away from the ball, and yeah, there was no way that wasn't going to get called. Lopez knew it too. No complaints from him. Davis. Looks like they're going to adjust the position of the penalty kick a little bit. And now they're going to adjust it back to about the in-between point of the two. Gibson.
Jerry.
Jesus. Goalie showing no fear, coming out and punching it away. I do believe he got a glove on it. Hernandez playing it back. Excuse me, played back to Hernandez. He's now the lone man back to Gibson. He loses it there. It's dangerous. And now we got a 3-on-2 coming the other way. But man, did one of the two close quickly. Murray getting way back. Now 3-on-3 in the box. And he'll decide opt out of the pass. And instead try to take a shot and not able to put it in. He had support to his left. Decided the shot was the better option. And now match substitutes for Northeast. And for Iowa Central, Flores will come off after a good day of play. And Bonson will come on.
You want to be a bomber, but now you
7 minutes, 50 seconds left. Bonson.
This time,
Down the middle. Still in middle field. Controlled by Complet. Tries to get it through the right. Can't quite connect, and it'll be Northeast ball. As they still struggle to find anything forward through the midfield area. It's been congested all day. Now we've got a body on the ground at midfield in the circle. Looks like we're going to call for a stoppage of time here a little bit. As I think that's number 14. That would be, yeah, that would be Marcus Holmberg. Goes down hard, holding his head. He's coming up and collecting himself, rubbing his head a little bit. Maybe give himself a little bit of time to collect. Yeah, he appears to be walking fine. Have his feet under him, so we'll continue to play after just a bit. But they are going to pull him out just to be safe. It looks like they're going to replace him with Aaron Wilkin. Looks like coming in. No, excuse me, 19. So that's Oscar Jorgedes.
That was a ball boy.
As given, as is custom, off of the injury, you are awarded a penalty, but it's gentleman-like to give it back. Murray takes the ball back. Nice little bit of defensive work to make it back, but then the resulting pass finds its way out of bounds.
Hey, did you drive? Yeah, alright, left. Hey! Oh, can I come with you?
5.
And this one played down the right side. Be scooped up by the goalie pretty easily. Now the goalie have to go through.
Nico, can you get it? Hey!
It is still down the right line. Now the center back has it. Avila giving it down to the left. At this point, just trying to take your last few touches, run the clock out. Free kick call. I think we're going to be Iowa Central's free kick at about the midfield point, and it will be, and they'll take it right away. Okay, back to the center back, Avila. Leaves through a couple men. Gives it back to Massey. He'll be the captain coming a little bit farther forward than you'll see him in the formation, but he'll beat a man. Get it through. Now we have a chance to cross for an assist. Kamara will be able to find an end on it. And Kanaple tries to put a foot through it, off of it, but he'll put it far right of the right post. And just as the clock ticks down towards 5 minutes, still 6-0 Iowa Central. Goalie puts it through.
Why do you go the opposite way?
Now playing comes back. It is northeast, trying to get a little bit of shape, some people behind the ball. Trying to get one last attack, maybe ruin the goalie's clean sheet, but that's all they can really hope for at this point is the score lopsided at 6-0. Kamara, moving forward, already got a goal and assist today, slips. Still has the ball in his foot, will take a shot. Sometimes a little bit too willing to give up the shot for the assist, as he had a wide open net. Tries to find a teammate in the cluster, can't quite feed it through. A little bit of contact on the slide, but they'll say that nice defensive play by Gibson was clean, and now he'll feed it back to Zabra. 4 minutes left. Clock ticking down. That's Murray.
Tree's got that one. Come out of the tree.
Only 10.
Goalkeeper kicks it forward and kicks it straight to the opposition, which is it's just about the most dangerous mistake you can make as a keeper is to give the ball away in front of your own net, but he won't pay for it here. It'll stay 6-0 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Ball in through. Finds way all the way back to Avila. And he'll find way all the way back to the keeper, tries to head it in. Found way all the way back to Villejas, tries to find himself a teammate. But he'll end up going off ahead out of bounds as the clock ticks down in 3 minutes. Center field. One in the circle, but now a man down in the circle. Been a lot of heavy contact in that part of the field, as there usually is. As the clock keeps ticking, no trainer needed. Avila. Oh, clever piece of play there by Murray. Finds himself a little bit of space, can't do much with it down the right wing. Now with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. And really at this point it'll just be a game of touch and clear for Iowa Central. Keep control if you can. If you get pressured, get it as far away from your own goal as you can. Watch the time tick away. If you will chase it down, let the goalkeeper handle it. Villejas takes it. Gets it to Norton. Excuse me. Gets it to Davis. Massey. A minute 50 left. Down the left wing, doing a little bit of work. Now trying to feed it through. Trying to find Kamara, but won't. 1 minute and 30 seconds left to play. Avila. Now he's just trying to get his ball deep in his own territory, take away any chance of time being left. Still got control, and now he's got control and a chance to cross. Dump cross, he takes a shot instead off the goalkeeper's hand, almost paid off for him. Now Kamara will find it, take it, and it's blocked by the defender. Had the goalkeeper beat, but the defender playing deep in his own zone. Now as there is heavy, I do believe, incidental contact, the official blows a whistle. 1 minute left. Played in. I believe that will be right to the goalkeeper, and it will. That might be the last touch Northeastern sees of it. That's now Iowa Central with less than a minute left. Pushing forward, but slowly so. Kamara. Now handled by Murray. Murray to Conway. Out of Murray. Takes the cross. Trying to find a late goal here with 24 seconds left. Now controlled by Northeastern.
He died.
Top lane. And somehow can't curve it past the goalkeeper. Got plenty of power on it. Just the direction a little bit off. 10 seconds left. Northeastern gets it out of their own zone, and that should be just about it as Hernandez touches it. 4 seconds left. Keeper will play with 2 left, and now game over. It'll be Iowa Central.
That's the game.
Be the end of it. Iowa Central 6-0. Goals from all sorts of sources. Goals from Norton. 2 goals from Devens. 1 goal from Avila and Kamara. And then 1 goal from Flores. So, just an absolute scoring frenzy today, pulling away a little bit. After what was a close women's game, the boys' game is decidedly one-sided.